Woodward Sports own Tom Mazzaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations.
They're getting levels. I know, there's a mic that's unmuted. And 5.
Exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Woo! 7-2, Maz. Woo! 7-2. Coming out of a bye week, the Lions did what they had to do in LA tonight. And we get to hang out in the studio late night here at Woodward Sports and party with everybody from coast to coast, because we know when we do the post-game show, you're getting calls from Alaska, getting calls from Hawaii. We better be getting some calls from fucking LA today.
Oh, yeah.
Letting them know that the Lions fans took over SoFi and the Lions absolutely beat down on the offensive end the Chargers. My name is Stick. That is Tom Mazzaway. Nick is in sound booth. Got your name right this time instead of just calling him Mustache, so we're good to go. As always, Anson Wells in the Maz chair, and then of course Lucas. There's so much to talk about during this game. The Lions looked absolutely dominant in the first quarter, and then it got a little tight from there, but it was awesome. Like, this is the type of thing that you've been waiting for as a Lions fan. It felt like a fucking playoff game tonight when we're all watching Riley Patterson kick that field goal at the end. But Maz, let's start at the very beginning of the game, or just how you feeling right now, Maz? The Lions are 7-2. Have you ever felt this in your lifetime?
That's the best half of football I ever watched. That first half. For that offense, except for obviously the 4th and goal, they could not get it in. That's the only slip up they had in that whole first half. It was awesome, but the defense was disappointing. The Lions coming out in the third quarter again, disappointing. That's the only disappointing part. Defense, they did what they had to do. I think the refs helped immensely in this game, especially when the Chargers got that last touchdown. What they have, like 12 tries inside the 5-yard line?
They had 7.
Yeah.
7 times
7 or 8.
officially.
3 first downs gifted to
It's
them on that drive.
unbelievable. But you know what? It is what it is. They held in. They didn't. Did they punt? One punt? Jack Fox?
I don't remember seeing Jack Fox.
Well, he punted once because they didn't want to go for a field goal in the third quarter because it was over 40 yards. So they decide, let's punt. If it's over 40 yards, we'll get a punt or go for it.
Maz, how much of a non-believer are you in Riley Patterson?
He's a great extra point kicker. He's not a great field goal kicker.
How fast was your heart beating at the end there? What did you say to me before we just went on the air?
I just prayed that it was going to go through, guys.
You said you were too old for this shit.
I am too old for this crap. I am. And the old Lions would have lost this game.
Yeah.
They would.
But
They would have, man.
What's their record?
7-2.
7-3.
7-2.
Yeah, 7-2.
7-2.
Sorry.
7-2.
That's on me.
Face,
I'll shut the
Lucas.
fuck up. That's on me.
Shut his mic off right now.
But yeah, old Lions don't do this. Same old Lions don't do this. And with that, Anson Wells, how you feeling over there?
Feeling really damn good. This was the measuring stick game for the Lions. This is a good team. I mean, I know that the Chargers were only 4-4 coming in, but this is one of the better teams in the NFL. They've got weapons, as we saw on display today. And the Lions are on the road, coming off of a bye week. Are they going to be rusty? Are they going to be healthy and rested? What we saw was a team get, tested, and they went blow for blow with a great offense. Their defense came up big when they needed to. They overcame bad whistles and unfortunate circumstances. These moments in this game, like you said, this is a Lions team in the past that would lose this type of game. This year's team, they just keep showing resolve week after week.
Yeah, and the guy that seems to be a hot button week after week, Jameson. He didn't put up the stats. Got a touchdown early. And then
Bro, even when he catches it, he doesn't catch it.
And then Decker goes at the knee. But you can't take that. Like, you can obviously
the block. Let's talk about the block.
But that's what I want.
Let's talk about the block.
Like,
it's a chop block. That's what it's called.
Well, no, with Decker, that happened. Yeah. I'm talking about the block he threw on Montgomery.
He got in the way. No question.
He didn't get in the way.
Oh no, he ran all the way ahead of the play. He was 50 yards downfield.
No, he
was behind the play. Derwin James was in front of him, and he ran in front of 3 defenders.
Son. I know. He did a great job.
You know what? I got to say, though, when I have a first-round, top 15 pick, I want a downfield blocking wide receiver. That's what I'm going after.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. If that's resulting in wins for your ball club, then yeah. I think
Listen,
you're right
he
today.
gets involved. He finds a way to make plays even if the ball's not in his hands. Obviously, the defense has to scheme for him. And again today, he caught a ball, but even when he catches it, my man doesn't even catch it. But he looked good today. He's got a free pass for me today, especially with the W.
Hey, man, I penciled him in as a close loss in this game. I'll be honest, I did. I always pick the Lions. I try my best to pick them every week. The week off, it scared me a little because of the way they come out like in the second half of games. I didn't know. I was wrong. The Chargers came off a win in Jersey against the hapless Jets. They did not have the same type of look against this team. I mean, the protection that Jared Goff got was amazing because last week they had 8 sacks against the Jets and poor Zach Wilson. This is a different team. And Tony Romo was all over this team for the good. He loves this team. He says they're top 3 in the NFC. He's like, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs, and he's guaranteeing them to make the playoffs, which is pretty easy right now considering they got 7 wins already. But I like what Tony was saying about him, and he just is in absolute love with Jahmyr Gibbs. And so am I.
Yeah.
I am in love with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Are you in love with Dan Campbell going for it on every single fourth down?
Yes.
I mean, listen,
I am.
Anson will tell you. This has been the only thing that I've been like, come on, Dan Campbell. And today, it almost bites you in the ass again. That run on 4th and 5 early on, and Montgomery has to get pushed
balls.
to get that.
Big
that
balls.
takes ginormous
Big
balls.
balls.
You know what that
But then
tells
they
you?
go, then they do it again on that drive. But then they do it again and get stopped. Then they get back in the same position and do it again. And then at the end of the game, they're just like. At some point, I think it's going to bite us in the ass, but it hasn't, and I'm okay with it right now. But, man, it's so crazy how this guy just does not give a damn.
He's a tight end.
He doesn't care.
He's a tight end, so he's an offensive lineman. What does he trust? He trusts his offensive linemen, and he trusts his tight ends. Brock Wright scored a touchdown today. Brock Wright on a play that everyone thought it was going to be a 1-yard run. We're going to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown. I love what he does. And when it's 4th down now, I don't think it's 4th down. To me, you got 4 downs to make 10 yards.
That's a lot like what Philadelphia was saying. When they go down and they have like their 1st and 10, they look at it as like they have 4 downs to get 9 yards because they know 4th and 1, they're doing the tush push. That's all they got to do. When you got David Montgomery in that running game, it's very similar.
Lucas, how you feeling about today's game?
I was very confident first. Got a little worried, but as that game went on, the Lions were obviously the better team. That last touchdown drive by the Chargers was 3 drive-extending penalties. If they don't get those penalties, the Lions are confused at the line of scrimmage during that play. I think we're having a different conversation about the game as far as how close it is. But I'm thrilled. That was a great game, and to Maz's point, that's a game, if you go back 2-3 years ago, that's a game the Lions lose. They come out, they're confident, they execute their play calling, and they hit a game-winning field goal. I'm thrilled right now.
Hey, let's give the phone number out. There's already people on the line, but I'll give it to you anyway. 313-552-6322. You're on the Lions post-game show with Stick, Anson, Maz, Nick, of course, Lucas, and the rest of the gang are right next door, right behind the glass here. What a fun game, guys. And Anson, it ain't SOL anymore, bro. You're going to have to ditch it. You're going to have to do something else.
Show me something I haven't seen before.
You got the
we
Bears
make
and
the
Packers
Super
coming up
Bowl.
next.
We
That's
can stop
9-3.
talking about SOL.
9-2.
Listen,
9-2.
They're fantastic. I mean, they are so fun to watch. We have meaningful football. Still, mid-November, Thanksgiving is going to be important. But let's look at the guys that this team's beat. Outside of Pat Mahomes without his very best target, and don't tell me that didn't make a difference.
They're 3-0 against
We've
the
beaten
AFC West.
Ritter,
3-0
Love,
against
Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, and Aiden O'Connell, and now we can add Herbert to this list, who is, he's Stafford in sheep's clothing, but when I look at it, these guys are going to be facing Hurts or Dak. They're definitely going to see maybe Geno, Purdy, Howell. These guys are in the middle, but those two, Dak and Hurts, when we get to the playoffs, what kind of resolve do these guys have in a position they've never been in before? And if they can show it to me in the playoffs, I'll be happy to put SOL to bed. I'll bring the shovel, Maz. But until I see something I haven't seen, today's a great step forward.
Are we forgetting about Patrick Mahomes?
If you're bringing Dak to the conversation, show me something Dak's done.
Wait a minute.
I can show you what he did the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
He's been
He's been
spectacular.
fantastic.
He's been the best quarterback in the league the last 4. Today he put up 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, and another 17.
What has he done that Jared Goff hasn't?
I'm not comparing him to Jared Goff. I'm talking about the Lions' struggles
you're saying
against.
The Lions got to do something. What do they have to do? And what is Dak done? What are the Cowboys
What my
done?
point is that when you look at our schedule and who we've beat, by and large, it's all been bad quarterbacks. We've struggled against the good quarterbacks. We got routed by Lamar. We got outfoxed by Geno. And just, what I'm saying is when you guys brought up SOL, not me. You guys brought it up. When we go to the playoffs, I need to see them win a big game at home or on the road against a top-tier quarterback. That's what I need to see. I need to see us in the Super Bowl, and then we can stop talking about it. Again, I'll bring the shovel. I'll bring it up. I'll bury that SOL.
I don't know, man. Like, you watch a game like today, and Maz stands up here, older, wiser than all of us, and he's telling you this is something he's never seen before.
Never.
We're all watching this game, and it's something that feels like we've never seen before. They've built this team. It feels like something we've never seen before. At some point, it's got to give, right? And if the only measure is a Super Bowl, that's kind of a far measure.
Okay.
Listen.
If we're in the playoffs 5 of the next 6 years, then we can talk about SOL being over.
What? 5 of the next 6 years?
Let's just handle this year. All right, you keep SOL.
that's
Wait a second.
Guys, we're fucking 7-2.
we're 7-2.
Y'all brought it up. You guys brought it up.
My bad. All right, just shut up.
Let's go to the phones. Who we got, Nick?
Yeah, we're going to kick it off with Woody in Pennsylvania.
Woody, let's go.
Woody, you are live.
What up, Woody?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
I'm from Pennsylvania, unfortunately.
That's
I have to live in this hellhole.
Pencils there.
But I know. I just want to call in. I don't know. I'm about 45 minutes from Philadelphia. I know it's a drive whenever I go down there. But
you're good, man.
Yeah, but I found you guys in February. I never called in yet, but I'm so grateful I found you guys because let me tell you, I'm 45 years old. I've been a Lions fan since I was 5 years old. I've heard some shit. I've been totaled. It's like my first year was the great '83 team when Eddie Murray missed the field goal against 49ers.
I remember that.
I've seen some shit, guys. I've seen some shit. Just let me tell you, I get Anson. I'm not here to hate on you, brother. I know about the whole SOL thing, but I've seen some shit. But just let me tell you, what they are doing right now this year, I have never seen.
No doubt.
The resilience that they have. They lose that game all the time. They've lost it my entire life.
Yeah.
I love listening to you guys because I just need like good Detroit shit. Like ESPN kills me. I can't take it. You can't. They laugh at our team all the time.
They like us now.
Yeah, I know, but that's all. Yeah, we don't need them. We
Detroit sports fans.
We got Detroit. We got
They
Detroit.
always talk about how the other team lost. Not really about
I've been wanting to call in. I've been biding my time now, and I felt like today was the day to do it. I watch all you guys' show. I work overnight. I homeschool my kids during the day. I get home. I put on the morning. I put on the morning show. I would like to think I embody grit. I love this team, and let me tell you how far I go. When they won that playoff game, I was 7th grade. I was 13 years old. Ironically, my daughter is in 7th grade, and she's 13 years old.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a sign or what. I was thinking of everything I had to do when I was in 7th grade, and I had to go clean shaven because I didn't have no facial hair.
Right.
So I'm staying clean shaven to the end of the year. So,
attaboy,
but
Thank you for
that game
back 7 years and 9 months ago, buddy.
Good job,
You broke the curse.
That game was great, but I will point out one negative. But the only thing I'm saying is Brad Holmes is the best GM we ever had, even though that's not saying much.
That's a fact.
But it's just a little bit of the arrogance that irritates me because you saw it today. Them not adding a pass rusher. It's just that I understand the whole grit thing and the whole culture, but correct me if I'm wrong. Every sport you need assholes to win. you need some of them.
Yeah.
Like, I know they don't want to go on the outside.
I'm with you, man.
It's okay to have your culture, but you got to have some people that they don't have. I mean, just because they're not choir boys, they doesn't mean they're criminals. We got to bring some guys in with some edge. But other than that, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of what they're doing, and I mean, calling a shot to Brock White, I mean, that just shows you the belief they have in everybody on this team. And as long as they take care of their business, I'm tired of everybody want to get on the Vikings crap now, Dobbs and this and that. The Lions need to put that shit away. The best thing Holmes and the Lions players have is they don't know our history.
We
they don't know it.
To call, Woody. Thank you so much, man. Calling from Pennsylvania. Yeah, great call, Woody.
Great
and
call.
Call more often.
Hey,
man. We're glad you found us in February, too.
I agree with them because I said it. The secondary, you could have used another guy. You could have used another defensive lineman. You could have.
They say that about any position.
But I'm just saying, they got DPJ.
DB.
He was inactive today. He had the rib problem all week. It is what it is. We went for the backup wide receiver at the trade deadline. I would have liked to see him shore up a couple of positions. It didn't happen. We'll play with what we got, and we'll just have to outscore people. Yeah, if you have to play a game like this.
Is this considered an outdoor game for golf? Do you consider SoFi outdoor?
No.
Do you consider SoFi outdoor?
No, but I do.
It's open air.
Hey,
that's where he grew up, man. That's his home field, basically.
Speaking of golf, that's his home field, right? Homecoming.
Yep.
His rate today, 23 of 33, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, no sacks, 122.4.
Extension.
How about
Extension.
Or as Easy likes to call mid, as we like
Extension.
to call it. Who else we got, Mike?
Nick. Stick at it again. We got Alan in California. Alan, you are live on air.
Al, you're in Cali. Welcome into Woodward Sports.
Yeah, I'm from California. Screw that. No, I'm joking. That was a great win. I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario. But I'm going to tell you, though, I don't want to go negative because I know it was a big win. But, I'm worried about this defense. I mean, think of they played 4 games against good opponents, okay? First, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they only gave up 20 points, but then again, the Chiefs receivers were dropping everything. But the other 3 games, they gave up 37 to Seattle, 38 to Baltimore, and 38 today. That's what I'm worried about most.
Good call, man. I don't blame you one bit. They're definitely going to have to shore it up, Anson.
It's a realistic worry. And this is a game that I felt in the second quarter we had an opportunity to really put our stamp on this game and kind of put our foot on the neck.
It felt dominant early.
Yeah, and we didn't do that in this game. We really got sketchy.
Too close for comfort.
And when, I'm looking at this, when we came into the game and I saw a stat, we're number 2 in rush defense. We're number 2 in third down defense. And I'm kind of wondering how we got there because the sentiment over the summer was, we didn't spend the draft picks on guys like Jalen Carter. We didn't spend our free agent money on pass rushers and all the defense that we should have gotten. I mean, 2 of our big signees have played, 2 games total? So when you look at Cam Sutton, beyond him, who have we really added to this team? We have left so many quarterback pressures unfinished. We really do feel like we're that one player away.
James Houston?
But it really scares me. And this harkens back to my other point when we talked about earlier. This team has a very tough time against good quarterback play. We can mop up against the subpar quarterbacks in the league, but we're going to be tested. This was a big one today, and I thought we passed it, but at the same time, it should have been further. It should have been a 3-point last-minute win.
I still think there'll be a top 2 seed here in the NFC.
Yeah.
I would love to be the number 1 seed, so I don't have to go to Philadelphia at all, and hopefully maybe Philly will trip up. I don't know. Who knows?
Tough schedule.
But I'll tell you, what Romo said, again, I'll bring it up. They're a top 3 NFC team right now, and I really believe that they might even be a top 2 team. And the way they're playing now, thank you, Sheila. You got the Bears coming in to Ford Field. You got to hold serve. You got to hold serve there. Then you got Thanksgiving.
Is there anything about the Bears that you're worried about?
Yeah, it's a division rival still.
Sure.
Division rival still. And they played them tough last year. They were not blowout games against the Bears. Then you got the Packers. Again, a rival. Not good team. They played Pittsburgh tough today in Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh isn't anybody, not going to knock your socks off, but they win.
None of those
Green
teams,
Bay lost by 3 today.
But none of those teams, though, have like the offensive prowess of
No.
what we just witnessed
Not
today.
at all.
Like the Chargers, say what you want about them. When me and Lindsay were on Friday, the one thing they have is talent.
They got weapons.
Do they ever put it together?
No.
No. That's the thing about those
Well,
guys.
they've never been able to stop anybody.
Yeah, and it's always been, they've just been a weird
They
franchise.
really are like the Lions when they had Stafford there. You had all this talent, but it just comes down to communication and coaching. Like, they have stars all over the field, but there's no symmetry and chemistry between
Herbert
them.
doesn't strike me as a leader.
Well, Ryan
a
Ermanni calls him
galvanizer of
Matthew
men.
Stafford with the Lions. And don't forget, he's playing with a bum left hand. And that's big, but he can't take a snap under center a lot.
Yeah.
He's going to get better.
But their offense looked good, and that is a concern for the Lions going forward, especially what Keenan Allen did to them.
Oh, my God.
At some point,
torched them.
Jack Campbell was lining up on Keenan Allen. That was a mistake.
Hey, the last time they played
Should not
at the
happen.
Chargers was 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Keenan Allen torched them for 185 yards in that game.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs went over 100 yards total offense again today.
Looking good.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can we talk about the running game a little bit, man?
177
David
yards in the
Montgomery's
first half.
run. David Montgomery's run was outstanding. Outstanding.
I only remember him really touching the ball about 2 times today. It was that 75-yard just awesome scamper, and then the 5-yard fourth down run. He touched the ball 12 times today. I mean, he put up huge numbers. Gibbs was nearly unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, what this run game has...
So was Saint.
What they've evolved into after people were crying in the offseason, we should have re-signed, Jamal, and we shouldn't have gotten rid of Swifty.
Jamal doesn't make that run.
No.
Jamal
Especially
doesn't
that
make
run
He
where
gets
he
caught
fell
after
forward like we were
15.
talking about earlier?
Yeah, the 75-yard run.
No, I'm talking about, I believe it was on 4th down when they ran him on like the 4th and 5, like where he falls forward and gets that extra 6. Jamal doesn't make that run.
That was so lucky. Nick, who else we got on the phone?
Yeah, we're going to go to Troy in Pennsylvania. Troy, you're live.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, how's it going, man? Actually, I go by PA Proud in the chat.
TH Proud?
Yeah, I got the jersey. I wore it all day. I mean, this is a game that we always do lose, but I mean,
not this time.
I feel this team is totally different. I'm not saying, I don't even know the guy's name there, but the guy that's saying that, same old Lions and stuff like that.
That's Anthony
I ain't
Wells.
saying that, but
Say
he's saying, that they got to reach a Super Bowl to cancel that out.
Anson, apologize.
This team is definitely different. I mean, and I feel that this team's different. The way they're running the ball, and they play as a team. That's the biggest thing. It's not that you got like one guy. They play as a team.
Big time resolve in this team. Absolutely.
Thanks for the call.
And that's
PH.
why you go back to that J-Mo block on that run. That doesn't happen. And Amon-Ra got a good block on that run. Yeah. And, our old friend Joik Bell used to always say, big runs happen when wide receivers block.
Yep.
And that's the type of thing, like you heard about J-Mo, that he's not busting his ass and catching balls in practice. But when you see him give that effort, you know that he's there for the team. He's not just a selfish guy. Like, all that knock on him, I think, can go away when you keep making plays like that. Because the way he celebrated was almost like he scored on that play, too.
Yeah.
For me, it was just the blow for blow. Like, this game a couple years ago, the Lions get up, 17-3, and there's so much excitement, and then you just watch them get waxed the rest of the game and lose by 2 touchdowns. This was a game where each time I got a little worried, the Lions answered. Just blow for blow, and their offense obviously can keep up with anybody in the league. We're just going to have to see whether they can step up when it comes down to a great quarterback lining up across from them.
Hey, Lions win it today 41-38. They kick a field goal, the last play of the game to beat the Chargers in L.A. Our phone lines are open, guys. 313-552-6322.
Go Lucas.
What do you got, Luke?
We got Dan Campbell at the podium, baby.
Yeah. Kneecap.
You do what you have to do to find a way to win, and we did that today. The most important thing for us, man, I wanted us to play fast, physical, and violent, and, truly compete. And I did feel that way in all 3 phases.
Just keep telling us what he's saying.
You're live, Maz.
Yeah, the physicality was great.
Live.
They stepped up both on the offensive and defensive side, bringing the wood, man. They were very, very physical today.
I just looked at the defensive stats, and, they're not great.
No.
Anzalone, 9 tackles, 4 solos, 7 tackles for Kirby Joseph. By the way, great jersey on Luke. He's got an official Kirby Joseph jersey. No sacks for anybody. 0 sacks.
Yeah,
0.
That's what Spencer kept bitching about on the couch, because him and Booner keep going back and forth about pressures. Pressures are good, but when they never result in a sack, that is something that you
0 sacks.
Yeah.
That means a month in a game now for Hutch. For Hutch.
We need Houston back.
Over a month without
boys.
a sack.
Or you need to start switching up what you're doing. I mean, it seemed like when I first got here to the watch party, I asked Lucas, when do we switch up the defense? Because you're playing that zone defense, and they're just getting torched, and that's exactly what happened in the Seattle game. They kept running that stupid fucking zone, and Disley went all over us. But you said you can't switch out of it, right?
If you look at the chunk plays, they're mostly against man coverage. When you go up against Keenan Allen, when you go up against Devontae Adams last week.
Keenan Allen had 175 yards against the zone.
Most of the chunk plays were against zone coverage and man coverage. Like, he was doing it regardless. But when you have a receiver like Keenan Allen, he's not a burner. How does he get open? He manipulates space and finds the weakness in the DBs and man coverage and exploits it. That last, I believe it was a 3rd or 4th down when the last Keenan Allen touchdown, it was man coverage and he had the whole defense lost. That's just what Keenan Allen does. When you have a good receiver like Keenan Allen, that's what happens when it's not a diss. But you can't expect Jerry Jacobs to go out there and man up on a guy like Keenan Allen. And that Jerry Jacobs is a very solid corner, but that's a different animal in Keenan Allen.
Miss CJ today. Would have been nice to have him matching up with Keenan.
Yeah, I just think at some point AG has to adjust. Like, if you're getting your ass kicked, eventually you got to throw up something to block the punch.
Honestly, it got worse.
Taking it in the face like they were doing.
I mean, it was an issue in the first half. It was a massive issue in the third, and they never figured out that matchup. It just got worse and worse for them, the Lions defense, as the game went on.
All right, back to the phone lines we go, right?
Yeah, 7-2. Let's go to the phone line.
Yeah, we got John all the way out in Alaska. John, you're
yes. Who's in Alaska?
John.
Hey, John. Welcome in. Welcome to Woodward Sports.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for the call.
7-2.
Yes.
Oh, they just keep getting them. They just keep getting them. And what a beautiful blend of running back play. Yeah, I mean, beautiful. And it was almost a reverse. You saw Gibbs, grinding it out. And I know Demo obviously had that 4th and 5 run, but he's the guy that got the 75-yard touchdown run. He was the home run hitter today. And Gibbs was, fantasy just dynamo. Yeah. And like you said, I know everybody, we all want J-Mo to catch the ball. We all want him to, score touchdowns, which was taken away today.
Yep.
But you see him when everybody else is scoring, he's over there. He's dapping them up. He's giving them high fives. He's electric. He's on the team. He's about the team. He's
got a great attitude, John. He's got a great attitude.
And the Lions are still winning. And it's the defense, man. That's going to be something to talk about all week. Because or third down. The Lions, until the very end, they weren't really doing much on third down either. So that's another thing. And the red zone. So they got stuff that they still can do better, but they're still winning, and they don't do that. So man, just what a time to be a Lions fan.
It is, John. No, such a good call there, man. You hit everything right on the head, man. It was the 2 running backs. It was like a symphony back there. It was just, it doesn't matter who was in there. I just have so much confidence. As long as that offensive line stick is intact, they're going to run it down anyone's throat. They can. What a 1-2 punch.
That's the one thing that travels with you anywhere you go is a great offensive line. But, I mean, this was the first game we've really seen everybody on the offensive side of the ball healthy.
Yeah.
Every single weapon was there.
It's the first time they were all there together.
Every single weapon was at Jared Goff and Ben Johnson's disposal, and he tried to use every single weapon. I think everybody touched the ball. Whether they caught it or not is completely different, but I think Reynolds had 1 drop. I don't think he had a catch.
Yeah, I think it was taken off.
Khalif had a huge play there at the very end to get the Lions pretty much in field goal position.
Laporta clutch catch.
Laporta, Brock Wright had a touch. Gibbs had a touch. I mean,
everyone ate.
Everybody.
Heaven help NFL defenses if we can ever assimilate J-Mo into this offense.
But truly. That's the thing. But where does he get the touches
They did,
from?
though. It got called back. They did move on.
They went early.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where he's getting, 5 catches every single week, where he's our true number 2.
I believe that'll happen.
I hope so. I think the kid we got, Peoples-Jones, will probably end up being the number 2 before he will.
You think?
I do.
Well, either way, the thing that helps out a defense more is when you, like to Maz's point, when you have 2 running backs like that can go for damn near 100 yards, both of them, that helps out your defense even more because that keeps the offense on the field more. It keeps the other offense in a pass-happy situation if they're down. So, yeah, it would be nice if J-Mo can get incorporated. I would love to see that. I'm happy that they ran J-Mo on multiple crossing routes. They threw a screen to him. They didn't throw him a deep shot, and I'm completely okay with it because they keep winning. That's what helps the defense when you have a running game that can overcompensate for all those kind of miscues in the passing game. When you have a running game like that with an offensive line, that helps your defense out when they put up 38 points on the other side, 31 points, whatever it was. The Lions' defense is a little suspect right now, but that run offense puts a Band-Aid on top of it.
Amon-Ra with 8 catches today, 156 yards. He had a 46-yarder as well for the long and a touchdown. The guy, he's amazing. 8 out of 9 targets, he catches the ball. 8 out of 9 today.
That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
And he had one off his shoelace, too. Yeah. That was a big one.
That touchdown?
That was amazing. That was a TD.
Back-to-back on that drive as well. Nick, who else we got?
We got Brittany from Kalamazoo. Brittany, you are live.
Hey, Zoo.
Kalamazoo girl.
What's up?
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm good, Brett. What's happening?
All right, cool. So I haven't called in here in a minute since one of the last Lions was. But regardless, that doesn't matter. But I'm super excited for the Lions W. Super excited for the Lions win. Maz, if I could just say this, Maz, I know I'm a big fan of Maz. Maz, I'm gonna catch you around here one of these days. I'm gonna catch you around here.
Hey.
And we gonna kick it. But yes, I live in Kalamazoo. I'm a huge Lions fan.
Maz will drive to Kalamazoo.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I do want to kick it with you. At some point, I do want to kick it with you. But I am super happy about the Lions win. Yes, there were a lot of I feel like a lot of it was like, okay, we ran the ball a lot, and that was cool too. I can't wait for us to get Donovan Peoples-Jones into the roster and into the momentum and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just overall super excited for the Lions winning and all that.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Brett.
we appreciate it. Before you go, what makes Maz what makes you like Maz?
Well, Maz, yo, sometimes Maz be having some hot takes. Sometimes he has some hot takes. I don't like all his hot takes, but I like the majority of his hot takes. That's what I like the most about Maz.
Thanks, bro. You tell
everybody trying to forgive me, but I'll say shit. But everybody trying to shit on Maz for what he be saying in his takes. But I agree with Maz a lot of the time.
That's
so
my
I
girl.
do agree with Maz a lot of the time.
That's my girl right there. Let's stop the damn
so I'm
camera
cool
on.
with it. I like what Maz be saying. Maz be coming with the truth. And you know what I'm saying? I fuck with it. So
You're making me blush, Brittany.
I like that.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, honey. We'll see you.
Maz.
Go Chips. Fire up
For
Chips.
sure.
All right,
Maz
honey.
officially going to be at the barbecue in Kalamazoo this summer.
All right, Brittany.
Good
Thanks,
job,
honey.
Maz. Who else we
Thanks
got,
for the
Nick?
call. Hold on. We got to give the phone number out again.
Well, we got four
I know, but you
people.
got to tell the people.
All right, 313-552-6322.
There you go.
There you go. There's
See,
the
Brittany
phone
would be on my side here for this.
Brittany,
She would.
you know what?
Okay, get the camera
Maz is blushing.
He doesn't know how to feel. His palms are sweaty.
Maz, what happened to your Dolphins last week? I thought you were guaranteeing a Dolphin victory over the Chiefs. Both of y'all
Who cares
did.
about that?
Both of y'all did.
Who
No,
cares about
I
that?
picked the Chiefs.
No, you guys
cares
sat
about
up there
that?
telling me
Nick,
that
who
the
else we
Dolphins
got?
were better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're gonna
Lions
go
are
to
7-2. Let's take phone calls.
Biggins.
Who cares about
Chiefs
the
last
Dolphins
week
and
on
Chiefs?
my
Biggins
picks.
in Traverse
Yeah,
City.
I know you guys
Biggins,
want to
you
talk
are
about that
live.
shit.
Biggins in Traverse City.
Hey, Biggins!
Uh-oh, my boy.
Let him talk, Anson.
Guys, I'm happy about the game, but we got to have some real talk. There's no such thing as coincidences, and I've noticed something lately. Like last week with the bye week, it was like my third or fourth Eagles game I've watched. They never call penalties on the Eagles. And what happened this past week,
Jason Kelsey was nominated for Sexiest Man of the Year. When has a 300-pound man been nominated for Sexiest Man of the Year? The next night he's on Thursday Night Football. Saturday night, it's, oh my gosh, Travis Kelsey is with Taylor Swift in Argentina.
I love it.
This past summer, there was that Amazon Kelsey documentary. I think the NFL is pulling one straight out of the UFC because the Super Bowl was decided by 3 points last year. The refs have been so bad this year, and next year is the last year of the TV contract. The NFL is setting up for a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl rematch and they're trying to maximize the female viewership and the international viewership with like 12 international games this year. Next year when they do their TV contract, they're going to say, "Hey, look, our female viewership is up 50%. Our European viewership is up 50%.
I like
The only chance. Hey, I'm just making real talk. I'm making real talk.
I'm in for it, bro. I'm all conspiracy. I like it.
Shit, the Lions are 7-2. Can we talk some Lions football? Raise them back up. Let them
brother. I am happy the Lions are 7-2, and I'm also happy. I'm happy that Brad Holmes. Hey, I'm talking real talk. I'm real talk. I'm happy we didn't make a trade because we can't afford to pay Montez Sweat $100 million. And we have no chance of winning the Super Bowl this year because the NFL is going to rig a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl rematch to get the viewership maxed for next summer's TV contract deal. They're doing this. Hey, it's just reality. They're pushing the Kelsey brothers to the women to try to get the women to watch. This is how business works. It's just how it is.
All right, bro.
This is real.
We love you, Biggins. I want Biggins to call up and talk Lions football. NFL conspiracy theories. We can have a whole pod. Biggins, start a podcast.
There you go. Well, wait a second.
Woodward Sports Network, and you can have a football conspiracy podcast. This show ain't it.
Okay, but wait.
This show ain't it.
So wait,
let's celebrate 7-2.
We covered 7-2.
No,
hold on.
30 minutes.
No. We covered Amon-Ra St. Brown. We covered the run game. We covered the worries about the defense. We talked about Goff. We talked about the big balls of our coach. But right now,
let's keep talking about it.
But so wait a second. So we're in an elite class now. Maz was talking about
I swear to God, if you start talking conspiracy theory,
Maz was talking about the top 3 teams in the NFC. Mm-hmm. I think what Biggins was getting to was, who do we like to come out of the NFC? Do we truly have a legitimate shot?
If you really want to think about it.
Do you think that because we didn't make a trade to get a defensive stalwart on our line that we can't make the Super Bowl? Because for me, weird stuff happens, and this team with this offense is plenty good enough to beat anybody, I think. But how do you put them over the Seahawks? Seahawks have one less loss. They beat them in their home field.
I'd love a rematch right now.
Anson, let me ask you.
For me, Dallas is also there. I think that there's a 5 in
Dallas.
Yeah, bro.
Because they beat New York.
No,
today.
because their offense is as good. Because their offense is as good as ours. And there's a guy named Micah Parsons who is going to make Goff be on the run all day.
Anson, answer me this. How many times do you see a playoff team defeat another playoff team 3 times in a row? We're talking about the Lions. The Seahawks would have to travel in Detroit and beat them 3 times in a row. In the NFL, it's a parity league. Same thing with the Cowboys. The Cowboys on the road when they're not in Dallas, it's a completely different breed.
I get that.
You shut down either A, CeeDee Lamb, or B, Tony Pollard, the Detroit Lions are going to win that game because then they go one-dimensional, which is exactly
what you 7-2 and
6-3.
How can you tell me that we are better than Seattle right now when they whooped us at our own place?
It doesn't matter who's better. We're 7-2.
Yeah,
we're 7-2. That's it.
It doesn't matter who's better in the NFC.
We're not playing them right
you guys
now.
Want to talk about how we're one of the top 3 teams, but I just think that you can just say that without backing it up.
Who's the number 2 seed in the NFC?
We are currently the number 2 seed.
Then what do you want to
say? Oh my God.
Anson, we have a cakewalk schedule as well.
This is why there's clown faces in the chat.
Yeah, because you guys both look like one saying that after the sorry-ass schedule that we're tripping over wins through. You want to sit there and say...
Tripping over wins?
We're also a non-playoff team who went 9-8 last year, who lost twice to the Seahawks, who are one game worse than us.
How did that playoff experience work out for the Seahawks?
All right.
Is that really
more...
What?
Sip on your blue Kool-Aid, man. That's some ridiculous talk right now.
I'm sipping riffing on it like fucking Booner over here who comes in.
You guys every week want to talk about how we're better than these teams, better than these teams, but now you don't want to talk about who's better than us. What's going on?
You just told us they're better than Seattle by saying they're number 2.
No, that's okay.
Who we got, Nick?
Let's go. We got Terrell in Florida. Terrell, you are live.
Terrell, what's up, man? Welcome to Woodward
Yo, what's up, boys? Thank you for letting me go next. Y'all ready for some real talk? Oh my God! What the fuck was that?
Here we go.
None of that shit. I don't even disagree with that dude about the rest, but that Seattle bullshit was way off point. That was AG's worst called defensive game of the year, and we still could have won at the end of the game if Coach Campbell goes for it at the end.
But did we?
Instead of bullshit, and then we lost by a coin toss. Like, come on.
Did we though?
They beat the shit out of us. No, we didn't win, but
we've lost 2 in a row to them, right? So one game better, and y'all want to crown us over them?
That's not what I'm saying. The dude said that Seattle beat the shit out of us, and they did not. Absolutely did not. That's all I was saying.
They did not beat the shit out of us.
Okay. Absolutely did not. Anyways.
Go ahead, Darrell.
I just want to ask y'all a question, and I'm going to answer it for you. Did anybody know that Joey Bosa was playing in the motherfucking game today? Sewell dominated that man and put his ass in a phone booth, son. I didn't even know he was out there until the third quarter. And then Decker dominated fucking... what's his name? The dude from the Bears. Max. He dominated Mac all game, too. They played outstanding. That was the number one thing that I took away from the game. They played fucking great. That offensive line is nasty, boy. And you can always tell a good team. The mark of a good team is when they can take the ball down at the end of the game, close the game out, run the clock out, win the game in somebody else's building, just like we did in Kansas City. That same old Lions shit, like, I understand what the guy was saying about same old Lions, but once we win the division and we should win a playoff game, that's basically done. They do have to do it still, but that same old Lions will be gone. You know what I'm saying?
How confident were you when they got the ball left with what, like 3:33?
It was like 3:20. I was very confident because I watched them do it in Kansas City. In fucking Arrowhead, boy, I knew they could go down there and do it. Goff is a dog. I don't want to hear no shit about that man no more. Like, I understand that when he played out in the wind in Baltimore that his balls were a little fluttery, but he plays anywhere where there's good weather, and he's on point.
You hit it on the
head. He's on point.
You got to keep him indoors
in
the sunshine and 75 degrees in the sun. That's what you need.
I'm going to
bring it to our house.
No, it's not.
It's an outdoor game.
It's LA.
Open air game.
LA.
Hey, thank you for the call,
Terrell,
man.
great call, man.
We appreciate you. And yeah, Terrell pointed out something we haven't talked about during this game, and that's Penei Sewell, because also on the other side of the ball.
the O-line.
Yeah, the O-line, but we didn't specifically single out Penei Sewell. And then, Slater was on the other side, and that was a potential draft pick for the Lions.
He kicked butt, too.
And Slater, but that was back and forth.
No sacks against either
who
quarterback.
They should select. And Sewell, to me, continues to be the proven pick in that draft. Even over Micah Parsons, we've been over that a million times.
No, I won't fight you on that, but
there he is,
you were
Penei
wrong,
Sewell.
but that's okay.
Definitely not wrong.
You're not
Earlier
wrong.
in the show, you said that the offensive line is the strength of this team.
It is.
That is why the offensive line is the strength of this
they
team.
wouldn't have scored 40 points had Micah Parsons been on the defensive side of the ball.
And they
wouldn't
don't go there. They wouldn't have scored as many points without
Micah
that
Parsons
man
was
blocking
quiet
for
against
Jared
Penei
Goff.
There's
last
other
year.
offensive linemen that you can put in. I'm just telling you. Don't go against Micah Parsons.
There's not a lot of Penei Sewells.
Listen, honestly,
there are not a lot.
Don't bring up Micah Parsons.
I had to bring up Micah Parsons.
Stay cool.
Because we were talking about Rashawn Slater, we're talking about Penei Sewell and Micah Parsons. Those were part of that argument during that draft.
Look, I'm happy. The Lions are 7-2.
Solidified this line.
Lions are 7-2. It's great. Don't bring up Micah Parsons.
This is so funny when you guys don't want to talk about something else. You just 7-2, 7-2. Come on. Micah Parsons, Penei Sewell, if we're back at that draft, looking at what we did today, I don't know anybody that would be taking Micah Parsons at this point.
Penei Sewell arguably.
Except for him.
Are you on
Except for him. Quarterback-heavy draft.
That guy right over there, Mr. Mass. He would be taking
Penei Sewell. Micah Parsons would probably go like 20th in the draft.
I don't know. He might go 3. He might go 3.
Nick, who else we got?
We are going to go to Jeff from AT&T from Marysville.
Hey. Oh, that's my boy Jeff. Jeff Hall in the house. What's up, Jeff?
I just wanted to call and say I want to kick it with you too, man.
You already do, Jeff. You already do. Good to have you on the phone, man.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, a few things. Let me spitball them real quick. One, that caller stole a little bit of my thunder. Penei Sewell is the most underrated Detroit Lion we have. And I will tell you, I have followed this team since 1978. He is the best offensive lineman the Detroit Lions have had since 1978.
You forget Lomas?
He's better than Lomas.
Oh, okay.
And I love Lomas, but he is better than Lomas. This turnaround started with that draft, and this turnaround started with him. When he got in Aaron Donald's face, you just knew something was going to be different.
Oh,
I love that
since
guy.
that day. Yeah. No doubt about it.
I love that guy.
I'm not going to argue with you, Jeff, but you got to be happy as well. Are you a little disappointed at all in this game?
Well, defensively a little bit, but let's go back. So the touchdown that gave San Diego 31, that we stopped them twice.
Yeah,
we stopped them twice, and the refs kept them alive. And quite honestly, we had 7 plays inside the 1 yard line where we held them with Austin Eckler, one of the best running backs in the game. Yeah, you're 100% right. We struggle against really good quarterbacks, but guess what? They couldn't stop our offense either. And quite honestly, that was a game we normally lose. So I was more disappointed in the officiating because, quite honestly, that Taylor Decker block, that was a bad call too because he was still in the box, and that's a legal block.
Should have been a touchdown.
Should have
been a touchdown.
Hey, I just want to say this.
That should have been you're absolutely right. And last thing I want to say, and I'll let you guys go, but you talked, Stick, you talked a little bit about Dan Campbell. Remember, if he doesn't go for that touchdown on 4th down, which, to be honest with you, after they stuffed us the last time, I was saying just kick the field goal. We're not in that same position we were in to kick the field goal to win the game. So I will tell you, he's strategic. He is. You might laugh at me. He is a gambler, but he is turning into a good head coach.
Yeah, he's proven me wrong. I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is something that I have been against, going forward on 4th down, taking unnecessary risks. It just keeps working out for the guy, and until it doesn't, I'm going to trust Dan Campbell.
Doesn't matter if you have 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
His X's and O's are catching up with his motivational ability, and he's got a whole lot of luck on his side as well.
Yeah, it may be luck, but it also may be a call because that 4th and 5 call. What did Tony Romo point out on the broadcast? That's a passing down.
Yeah.
The safeties are playing back, so for you to be able
it's
to run
execution,
the ball,
but there's some luck going on too.
And what happens is he does this so often. Now it becomes something that he will use against them because people are going to assume it. So it's just phenomenal what this has turned into. Because early on I was like, God damn it, quit putting your team in such bad positions. But now he's got the talent to be like, 4th and 5. I'm just going to hand it off.
The way I look at it is you got 4 downs to make 10 yards. And you know what? Back in the old days, they would always kick the field goal, but my dad would always love a guy that would roll the dice and go for it. And that was, I'll go back to Bill Parcells. He did it quite often. Bill Belichick did it quite often. Now you got this Dan Campbell off the same tree, I might add. Look at Sean Payton.
Nobody wants to see kicks.
Listen, Sean Payton with an onside kick in the Super Bowl. And to start the second half, he's on that tree. So going forward on 4th down, it's the way to go. It's especially when you have
but nobody wants to see kicks, man. Nobody wants to see a punter.
When you have a kicker like we have. We have an extra point kicker. We do. We have an extra point kicker. It shows you in the 3rd quarter when Jack Fox pinned him inside on the 8-yard line. That was like less than a 50-yard field goal. They're like, but
I
go ahead, Jack, just knock it out here.
How much would a great kicker give him confidence to start kicking? Because we have the best punter in the game, and we're still not punting.
I understand that. But it'd be nice to have a guy that you can really depend on.
Certainly. No, Patterson's not the guy.
Patterson is
he is not the guy.
Matt thought he was going to cost us the game today.
Yeah.
You did. You doubted that kick.
I didn't doubt because it was an extra point.
No, he said it. He needs to get to the 20, and he did.
Get to the freaking 20. Now, look, we go against tough quarterbacks, and we struggle. The next 3 weeks.
Justin Fields,
if he plays, or you got Tyson Badgett. Then you got Jordan Love.
Desmond Ridder,
and then
2.0.
you've got, and then you got the Saints. They're on Jameis Winston.
Maybe even Taysom Hill at that
point. We've got 2 games against Fields, 2 games against Josh Dobbs, Carr, Love, Russell, and Dak.
Carr's done. He's got a shoulder and a concussion. He sucks anyway.
He'll probably come back. No, he's not good. I'm just saying, the majority of the schedule's trash.
Yes.
Dak, we're going to have to answer to.
That's New
We'll
Year's.
see.
That's for
our
home
debate will
field.
be answered.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Russell Wilson is still a capable quarterback too. That team's been Jekyll and Hyde.
They'll
so
beat their
it'll be
ass.
interesting. I think so too.
They're going to try to beat Miami.
We're going to lose one to
points
Minnesota.
against.
We're going to lose one to Minnesota. That's going to happen.
think so?
I do.
I think so too.
And I think the loss on the road in Dallas is a little inevitable as well. But I mean,
No,
if this
we owe
team
them.
ends up being a 14 or a 13-4 team, that could be enough for the number one seed.
Listen, man, if you would have told me before the season 13-4 is even possible, I'd say, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it every single year for the rest of my life.
Look, you
Nick,
can look- you
Nick,
can
who
look
else
it
we
up.
got? We got lots of people waiting.
You can
man.
look it up.
Yeah,
7-2
You got
now?
more hot chicks on the line waiting to talk to you, man.
Well, but
He wants to
this
kick
has
it.
never happened. This
He
has
wants
never
to kick
happened.
it.
The Lions could be 9-2 after Thanksgiving Day. That's never happened. Ever.
Never.
I want it to be known that we are winning in Minnesota as well, no doubt about it. But we're going to go to Jeff from Battle Creek. Jeff, you're live on air.
Hey, Jeff, welcome to Woodward
Cereal
Sports.
City, welcome.
Love Battle Creek.
Hey,
Home
how's it
Buster's
going?
house.
I'm here, actually, Justin, with my friend Brandon.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Justin and Brandon? What are you thinking about the Lions today?
Oh, I'm thinking amazing. I actually got 3 questions for you guys. I cried.
That's a lot.
Like, one, do you guys think this game was way too close than it
Yes.
should have been? Like,
Yes.
it kind of got me kind of nervous. What do you think?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean, it started out early that they could dominate this game, but LA's a talented team. They have talented wide receivers. They have a talented quarterback. They have a talented running back. They have talented players on defense. If all of them decide to show up, they can put up points like they did today. I wasn't crazy nervous about the game, but yeah, you got to
It was
give
going to
credit.
be last guy with the ball was going to win.
Yeah,
They also
That was
scored
the game
5
the way it
touchdowns in a
developed.
row. If that doesn't make you nervous, you're lying.
Hey, 100%. Actually,
Thank you, my man.
I am
I'm with
lying.
you on
I
that
am
one.
lying.
It's
I am
5
lying.
straight touchdowns. This game shouldn't have been as close. They had an opportunity to put their their foot on their neck. It wasn't an away game, and it was a great
This
team.
is the NFL, man. Do you think you're never
I
going to
get that, but come on, bro. You were sitting here. I watched you. You were nervous. Don't tell me you weren't nervous.
Of course you're nervous, but I'm nervous every game because been a Lions
And
fan
so
my whole
5
life.
straight touchdowns to end the game for them
I'm more
didn't bother
confident in
you.
our offense. Does it bother me? No, they got the W. Will you remember this?
Don't listen to
in 4
him, bro.
weeks?
He sticks full of shit right now.
Yeah,
he's
bullshit.
smoking
You're
that
just so
7-2
angry that
hookah
they're
right now.
7-2 and they
It's
keep
not. I'm not
slapping you
angry.
across the face with that SOL dick, and you're just mad every single week because you got to sit there and take it.
My dick can reach though. I'm telling you, 40 years and then breaking your heart, and you guys want to crown them already.
No one's crowning him, but I can enjoy 7-2. Like, what the fuck, man? That 7-2 is something we haven't really experienced.
Are we doing
It's
straight
fun to
enjoyment
watch.
here, or are we being analytical? Because my man's got a good point on the call.
What's the point? That they scored
they
it?
shouldn't have allowed 5 straight touchdowns to end the game.
They shouldn't. They should, according to you, they shouldn't allow any points, obviously, but they do.
We already said
That's not what he said, man. He said that. Do you think the game should have been as close as it was towards the end? And you're like, and he said, did it make you nervous?
Yes.
Okay.
It should have been that close. LA's a talented team. They get paid too.
All right, he's got 2 more questions.
As our friend Neil Rule says, they roll up in BMWs as well. You know, those guys are paid too. What video you got?
Well, it's kind of we'll do back-to-backs on this one, but this kind of preaches to what you guys were just saying. Dan Campbell's speaking on how much he trusts his offense and wanting to finish with the ball, wanting to be the last team with the football.
Wanted to finish with the ball, and so I trusted our guys. I trust golf. There's they'd had going into that situation. If you don't, there's gonna be a lot of time left. You kick a field goal. So I wanted to finish with the ball in our hands. And I liked where we were at offensively. We were playing good. Golf was in a good spot, and I felt like that was the right thing to do. This group's been together for the most part for a while. There's really the new pieces are really Montgomery and Gibbs. I guess you could say Laporta, but Laporta, Gibbs, they've all and Montgomery have all proven that they're reliable pieces for us. The rooks have grown every year, and we have a lot of trust in all those guys. The old line's the same, Golf's the same, St. Brown's the same, Josh Reynolds is the same, Khalif Raymond. So I've seen these guys function. I know how Ben Johnson will call a game if we want to play this way, and I believed it was the right thing to do, and I thought we would get it.
I love that. I love that last comment about Ben Johnson can call this type of game, and it's like, all right, y'all want to play this type of game? Fine. We're going to bring out the shooters, and we're going to see who can outscore each other.
It's awesome.
And I love that type of coaching, and I love that type of team to where a coach can make those decisions. If you're one-dimensional in every game, you're going in knowing exactly what's going to happen, you're going to get beat a lot more than you're going to win. But when you got a team like this who can match styles, beat you different ways, while they're game planning for one thing, you're over here plotting another.
Running on 4th and 5.
Running on 4th and 5.
They don't know what's coming. No team knows what's coming from this team. None of us know, really. Usually it's, they're going to run. It's second down, and they're going to run. You have no clue what this team is doing.
Yeah, we're keeping DC's up at night. That's for sure.
It's great.
The only thing that I heard over and over again while he was talking was extension. The same. I mean, this team, coming into last year, you looked at their roster and it was like the beginning of Major League. Who are these guys? We really haven't changed a lot of guys. We've added some. Obviously, the draft has been great for us, but the player development and what these coaches are squeezing out of this roster, I just don't see them making large changes. Jared Goff's as good as re-signed and extended as far as I'm concerned.
Lucas, you got another video?
Yeah. This is Monroe St. Brown. It's about a minute long, but this is just what he had to say after the game.
Big day.
Even on that one that David had, the 75-yard touchdown, I think we were in the wrong personnel. It was supposed to be 12, and we were in 11, and so we called the play. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing on this play. Like, I'm not supposed to be in. So I look at Jared. He checks it. He's like, you know what? Let's just check it to a run. Everyone relax. He checks it, and David goes for 75 yards. So it just shows you the ability that we have as an offense. I mean, we can explode at any point, and that's what I think that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this team, because there's guys on every level that can make plays.
That was a check run. That was a check play.
Yeah. So it was a completely different play to start the play, and we were in the wrong personnel. So I was like, I don't know what to do on this play, because it was supposed to be a tight end, but we were in 11, so I was the third receiver, and he's like, let's just check it. We'll just check it to a run that we do all the time, one of our just base runs, and ended up popping for 75, and that's really why I was super excited. I mean, obviously, David and everyone, but for us to do that in that situation, just to check to a regular run and score was huge.
This is why stats don't always matter for Jared Goff. This is why you can't always look at his completion percentage. You can't always look at, he didn't put up 300 yards today. He checked to a run when his personnel wasn't right, and they got a 75-yard touchdown off it. That's not going on Jared Goff's stats. That's not something that Easy can point to that Goff did. That's not something that Flannel Sam can bring up because it's not on the stat sheet. That is priceless. That is something you can't teach.
What do you think the rest of the team would do if they didn't bring back Jared Goff? I mean, not just the intangibles on the field, but I mean the whole morale of the entire team. If you're not going to re-sign that guy, I just don't understand how anybody can't be on board with extending Jared Goff here.
Just while that was going on, I just had the biggest smile on my face. I mean, it was...
Bring the camera back to me, Lucas.
Yeah, I'm like, Lucas, I need to talk here. Because you hear all the Goff haters, and they're like, he's just a game manager. He can't make the big throws. He doesn't have the arm. He's got this.
He was getting compared to Kenny Pickett during our stream.
We haven't had a quarterback with this in a long time. And you say what you want about Stafford. He put up a lot of stats. That's great. He didn't win a lot of games. And
him and Kelly were watching the game together.
We beat the AFC Stafford today.
That's great. I love the Staffords.
Nice family picture.
They're nice family.
Yes.
Kelly was awesome to the network
Channel
early
Lions,
on.
Jersey on.
Matt's awesome.
Great.
But Jared Goff thinks the game differently than any quarterback I've seen in a Lions uniform.
He knows his role. He knows what he is and what he isn't.
He plays it perfect.
That's why when people bring up, when people bring up Dak Prescott in crucial situations, I laugh. Because Dak Prescott goes from trying to be Dak Prescott to Patrick Mahomes. Jared Goff in every situation, whether they're up by 14 or down 14, is going to be playing Jared Goff football. He doesn't try to do too much. He takes what's given to him, and he makes the smart play, and that's why he always keeps his team in a close situation when they have a chance.
By the way, next week the spread is out. The Lions are a 9-point favorite against the Chicago Bears.
Is that home or on the road?
Yikes.
That's home.
Okay.
And then they'll be home against the Pack.
All right, Nick, who we got on the phone?
Yeah, I'll be taking that spread for sure. We got Dell in California.
Hey, Dell, welcome on. Welcome to Woodward Sports.
Hey, what's going on? I'm real happy that we're 7-2, but we got to think about it this way. We're Cubs, man. We're young. We're really, really young. I mean, there's no way we would have been the way we were right now. I mean, 2 years ago, I was seeing Woodward Sports, and who was Jeff? We were kind of list. Hey, when are we gonna pop open the champagne for our first win? And it was crazy, dude. Because I would look at it, I would be thinking, dude, they're getting better. Just like I see, they're getting better. They're losing, but they're losing kind of the right way. The right way. I mean, you look at Hutchinson versus Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa's a veteran. Peneso, those guys are Cubs. I'm excited about what we're going to be next year and the following year, because this year, hey, wherever we go, I'm happy that the Detroit Lions are damn near entertaining me right now, dude. Everybody would be against me. I'm in California, dude. The only Lion fan around me, all my family and everybody, they're different fans. And you know, damn, it was tough. It was tough.
How'd you become a Lions fan?
Campbell, Holmes, damn.
How'd you become a Lions fan?
Oh, Barry Sanders, man.
Yeah?
Barry Sanders, and I just stuck with them. That's the only team that I like in Detroit. I mean, I'm college, I'm actually I'm a Spartans fan too. I like Michigan State.
You and I get along just fine, my friend.
Sorry, Delver. We got the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who changes the play for a 75-yard touchdown run. Speaking at the podium, let's hear what Jared Goff had to say.
75-yard touchdown.
Who?
On the Montgomery touchdown.
Oh, yes, yep.
Amon-Ra said you guys were in a pass play with the wrong personnel, and you checked out of it, obviously. Can you just walk us through what that experience was like?
Yeah, every once in a while that happens where we end up with the wrong personnel on the field, and the certain play we called, we really can't run out of that personnel. And I knew it was wrong kind of when we broke the huddle. I should have realized it probably more in the huddle, but once we broke the huddle and got lined up, I realized it was wrong. And Ben in my head said, hey, get to the end of the run we ended up getting to, and we were laughing about it. You do all this planning through the week, and Monday to Saturday for what you want to do and make everything perfect, and then we kind of basically mess it up, and it's a 75-yard touchdown. But that's what it's a credit to a good team. Good team. We adjust and are able to kind of make adjustments on the fly like that.
The difference. What's the difference?
Jared, it's a good call.
This is the same guy that couldn't tell you where the sun set on Hard Knocks his rookie year, and now he seems like one of the most cerebral guys in the NFL.
He's a great quarterback.
He's having a great year. He's having probably his best year as a pro.
I'd say so.
And he took the Rams to the Super Bowl. He is really
Todd Gurley took the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yep, I know. This kid is he's it right now.
And we talked about it last.
Keep him indoors, but he's it.
We talked about it on the last post-game show too. That's a tribute to the coaching, and it's a tribute to the same thing with how the rookies are coming along. The coaching staff knows how to coach the talent they have, put them in the best position for them to win. Nick, who else we got on the line?
We are going to go to Hugh, and he is in Chicago. Hugh, you are live on air.
Hey, Hugh.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Hey. I just wanted you to know I listen to Woodward Sports every day. You guys are a constant listen. I love everything you guys do. And one of the best moments of Woodward Sports was actually one of the worst moments for the Lions when Stick and Anson's opposite reactions to the kick from Justin Tucker. But listen, I made some notes here that I haven't heard anybody talking about that we've accomplished this year. We won our road opener. Okay, the season opener, we won it. Okay, in prime time, we used to never win in prime time. We beat the Super Bowl champs. We have won out of the bye now. We won on the West Coast now.
Yep.
Okay, we are 7-2 at this point in the season. Have we ever been 7-2 at this point in the season? I mean, are we? We've got two world-class running backs. We're in like this embarrassment of riches situation on offense. I mean, this is it for being a Detroit Lions fan. I mean, this is a great time to be alive.
This is Xanadu.
100%.
And that's why I just want to bathe in it. I don't want to focus on what has been or what could be. I want to focus on what is. Like, just give me more. Just give me more.
Yeah. So, I just, this has been the season of knocking down getting these different monkeys off our back. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait to see what else we got the rest of the season. What other tricks in store? Because they haven't shown us everything. And like Anson said, if they ever figure out if J-Mo ever fits into the square hole, round peg, whatever situation that is, this offense is gonna blow the top off everybody. And I can't wait to see it.
Good call. They're gonna be like the old Chiefs. Like the real Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl. This ain't the
Super Bowl 1 and 2.
No, that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
This team is their own entity. They're not like the old anything, honestly. They're not the greatest show on turf. They're not the old England Patriots. They're not trying to be anything else. They're a Dan Campbell, tough, but they're also a finesse team who can put up tons of yards when they have to. It's just they're a different animal, and I love that because for so long, the Lions kept trying to be somebody else who was successful. Oh, they had success? Let's try to build like them.
Yeah.
Oh, they had success? We're going to try to be like them. Let's bring in all their coaches. And now you're getting this organic thing here in Detroit that we've never felt before.
Not trying to rip off the Patriots.
And it's ours. Nobody else has this. Nobody else has this right now.
It's heavy organic, like you said.
Yeah.
It's through the draft. I mean, we're going to have 4 offensive Pro Bowlers this year?
Oh,
is that right?
Let's see. Goff,
Panay.
Gibbs.
I don't know about Gibbs, but you could say Laporta and St. Brown. Gibbs doesn't really fit in there. When you look at, Christian McCaffrey's going to be one for sure. And then there's a host of other guys. Bijan could be over him. A
Gibbs
few
could
other
be
guys.
Rookie of the Year.
But it's possible we
Bijan.
could see 5 players from our offense as Pro Bowl players.
Like the 05 Pistons sending 4
yeah.
guys to the NBA
Because
All-Star game.
when was the last time you can remember an offensive player not named Barry or Megatron that was on the Pro Bowl team offensively?
There's Stafford as a
fourth alternate.
As an alternate.
I think he
Jack
made,
Fox.
I think he made it one time.
Jack Fox was there a couple years ago.
Doesn't matter, man.
If we're being honest, that was our offensive player.
Glover
What else
Quinn.
we got, Lucas?
We got JG. This time he's talking about the offensive line.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about after the game. They got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa are 2 of the top guys in the game, and we say this all the time, but 2 of our tackles are 2 of the top guys in the game, and not only was there no sacks, I don't think I ever got hit. And that doesn't happen against a good D-line like that. And it's a credit to those guys and how good they are. And I think this unit we have now is going to start gelling pretty well and continue to keep going.
8 sacks last week. 8 sacks by that Charger defensive line last week. 0 sacks, 0 touches of Jared Goff.
He got hit twice today, and we got to theirs 5 times. But it was an offensive display today.
So the only sack in this game was Dan Campbell's.
That's it.
Very true. Very true.
We'll see you next week.
And that's it for the Woodward postgame show.
Well done, my friend. Well played.
Catch you next week.
We got a couple more calls, Nick.
Yes, sir. We are going to Rick in Arizona. Rick, you're live on air.
Hey, Rick and AZ. Welcome to Woodward Sports.
I've been a Lion fan since 1957.
All right.
I'm 74 years old. I heard their last championship game where they beat the Browns 59-14. So I've seen it all. I've suffered through it all. I want to talk about J-Mo. J-Mo threw a heck of a block today because without that block, Montgomery does not score.
No doubt.
He wiped out 2 guys with that block. He's caught 2 touchdown passes in the last 10 games, starting with the last game of last year, that were called back because of penalties. He's been underthrown a couple of times on would be a chances to be for touchdowns, and it's not just him dropping a few balls, but the quarterback has to throw to him when he's open for a big play. And Goff, and I can understand it because of the drops. Goff doesn't look his way sometimes, but you got to throw to the open man. So I think he's going to be fine. I think the Lions in the secondary and the defensive line, I'm proud of how they're playing. It's the best I've seen them play in a long time. But they're going to have to improve when they get to that playoff time because it's unacceptable. The pass rush is unacceptable.
Yep.
And the secondary play is unacceptable. It's up and down. And they're going to have to improve on that stuff. And they got a chance to improve. They're going to get Houston back, maybe get C.D. Deuce back. He changed his name.
He did.
So that's all the comments I wanted to make. I just wanted to say It's still early. Minnesota is right on their heels. Don't downplay what the Vikings are doing.
Rick,
okay?
Rick, you seem like you're a very educated, long-time Lions fan. Just honestly, how do you feel right now with this team and compared to how you felt during any other season in the past 74 years of your life?
They have a legitimate shot this year for that big, S word. But they're going to have to play better than they're playing now in a couple of key areas. But they have a shot. They got 8 games to go. They can improve. They're young. Like we're talking about J-Mo, he's only 22 years old. And he showed a lot of flashes. But him and Goff, it's not just the guy on the receiving end. It's the guy that's throwing to him. So they have to get synchronized. And I think that's going to be important. As one of the gentlemen said earlier on your show, if they ever get it going, watch out, okay? But they're going to have to improve on that pass rush, and they're going to have to improve in the secondary. The running game is awesome right now. Offensive line is awesome. They have a stable of very, very good receivers. Goff is playing very well, probably better than he's ever had. But they got to get J-Mo going. And I think they're going to do it before the season's out. And if they can peak at playoff time, they have a legitimate shot.
Thanks for the call,
Thank
man.
you for the call, Rick. Rick's been through it.
We found someone that's older than me.
Yeah.
CD Deuce. How did this get by me?
That's getting you by. It's not official
How did
yet.
this get by me? I'm just read on it.
Yeah, he's going through it. That's what he wants to be known as.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is going to beat the Lions. CD Deuce.
I love
Deuce
it.
is going to beat the Lions.
The
Deuce is loose.
Rick had a great point that I have to tip my hat to and acknowledge, and that is the crazy multiple sets of circumstances that Jameson Williams has had to navigate through. Not only being injured and having to come back from that injury, but getting the limited action that he got last year. Obviously, the suspension for the betting. And then, like he said, there's been some called back moments that could have really built his momentum and his confidence in himself. And then just all the talk, the drops, all these little things. What a strange, much maligned start to a potentially high ceiling career.
You got it, man. I really believe that Jameson Williams has the goods. I love what I see out of him on a daily basis. When Broder's down there and they're doing the interviews, this guy is all smiles.
He's cool.
I just love his demeanor, and I believe that the talent that Brad Holmes went out and got and moved up to get will eventually show. And I have complete confidence in that kid.
And that speaks even more to his character, that he could, through the last 18 months, go through all of these obstacles, get tripped up by some, but still come out there and run down the field to make that block.
He knows
without
that's
the
how
ball
he
in
gets
his
on the
hand.
field.
For sure.
He knows that's how he gets on the field.
And that's the culture that's being built in Allen Park, and that's the culture that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want out of their players. Like, that's what they look for when they're interviewing guys before they draft them. And so far, they haven't missed, so I'm not going to assume J-Mo's have missed. The Lions are 7-2.
Yeah.
Great post game, everybody. Great callers. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to Woodward Sports right now. We got shows coming up all day tomorrow. Lucas, you want to run it down for what's happening tomorrow on Woodward Sports?
Yeah, so of course you'll have Jeff Iafrate in the morning, Woodward Show 8 to 10. Neil Rule.
What about Lions in Maine?
Woodward and Maine. Oh yeah, they will be tomorrow before morning Woodward Show. After that, Neil Rule, who picked the Los Angeles Chargers to win with Darren McCarty, will be on there. And following, you'll have this guy right here, Ermanni and
Zoom
followed
in.
up with Woodward Heavyweights and Woodward
Riz.
Knights. But we'll have a packed show for you guys just to break down all the coverage of the game.
Did you get Brittany's number, by the way?
Hey, I can't let you guys go without a prediction. What are we doing? What's happening next week?
It's the Bears. The Bears.
Give me a score.
35-10. The room. We'll lead off for you, Anson.
I think 33-20. I think that Fields has been waiting and itching. He's going to make some moves, but he's still not good enough to stick with the Lions.
How about you, Luke?
I think it could get ugly. I think like 38-14.
Okay.
Something around there. I think if the Lions put up 38 on LA, they could easily do it to Chicago.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 35-10. Your Detroit Lions. Ford Field's going to be buzzing down there, especially after this big win today. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I think the Lions are going to get the number 1 seed in the NFC. Philly has a really tough schedule, and the Lions is a cakewalk. Let's go.
If the stash said that, you got to believe in
Detroit
the stash.
Mario, baby.
How about you, Stick? What do you got for next week?
35-10. Smack the shit out of those clowns. All offseason, these motherfuckers on Twitter were running their mouth about how they traded up, they got their pick, they got Justin Fields. You know, it's going to be a beatdown. Justin Fields is the next quarterback. He's the best Ohio State quarterback. All offseason. When Amon-Ra St. Brown clowned them and I retweeted it, they came at me on Twitter. So please, for the Lions' sake, for my sake, for everybody in Detroit's sake, curb stomp the shit out of the Bears on Sunday and make sure that next time they play us, they don't even want to step on the field. Like Justin Fields, make him tuck his little tail between his legs, throw more interception. Like, I just want them to demolish the Bears. As our friend Andy Isaac would say, fuck the Bears, 35-10.
How do you really feel?
I
say 42-10,
like
8-2, and we'll see you on Thanksgiving.
8-2, baby. Let's do it.
I love it, man.
Hey.
Love it, man. See you guys post game next time.
Go Lions and go blue.
Go Lions.
Detroit Lions 7-2. Guess what? Bye week. You guys missed Booner screaming. I'm sure you did. All of you haters out there. We're 7-2 on the way to the 1 seed. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still a dog, and the Detroit Lions have the best running back duo in the NFL right now. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going nowhere. Kirby, we're here. Let's drink the Kool-Aid and enjoy 7-2, baby. Woo! Wait a second. Wait.